Hello, welcome to Let's Talk Criterion, your exclusive channel that covers every Criterion release on a weekly basis. In this edition we look at the film directed by Began, a Criterion Premieres release via Janus Films, Resurrection. Began has previously produced two films and they were ambitious projects, Cali Blues in 2015 and Long Day's Journey into Night in 2018. Now that film was produced in 3D. Especially impressive is the journey down in the cable car, where the 3D was very effective. Resurrection is a movie about movies. It's highly ambitious and it presents film as a media for communication. It was highly lauded at the time by critics following its release, and it splits into 5 parts and is an experimental epic about death, dreams and the prism of image making. It commences as a silent film at the dawn of the 20th century, toying with the fourth wall and outlining its premise through exclamatory title cards. Deleterious effects on body and lifespan. Humans have largely elected to stop dreaming. Now, those who persist, though, are called phantasmers. They bring chaos to history and make time jump. In opposition are the big others, who possess the ability to detect these rebels by separating illusion from reality. Suchi wears an exquisite silk blouse in a deep shade of teal, and she chases down a deformed phantasmer, Jackson Yee, made to look like a pallid movie monster by way of Nosferatu and the use of Dutch angles and German expressionist scenery. She discovers him in an opium den as part of an elaborate scene that effectively takes place as 5 separate ones, an intricate scape of highly ornate production design from Lu Chan and Tu Nan, and beautiful stop-motion animated poppies. Now we jump a few decades on and we find ourselves in a 1920s noir, with the phantasmer as a murder suspect. Now, a supernatural romance unfolds here, and sound emerges in the second segment as well. Dialogue is introduced, and Jackson Yee's character is reincarnated as Chu Moyun, a man in a mid-20th century industrial city accused of stabbing someone with a fountain pen. The act carries symbolic weight, suggesting how words and criticism can wound as deeply as any blade can. The visual design here recalls Jean-Pierre Jeunet's The City of Lost Children and echoes Dark City, 12 Monkeys and Le Samurai. Rain saturates the streets, functioning as a metaphor for sound, and the world begins to echo, and perception expands beyond the pure tactile. Now the third segment focuses on taste, conveying memory, emotion and spiritual weight. Jackson Yee here plays a character in a Buddhist temple. His interactions with statues and objects suggest the burdens of inherited beliefs and cultural memory. The objects appear fragile yet imposing, hinting at how past experiences shape identity long after the original meaning is lost. A voice instructs him to break a tooth with a shard from a shattered Buddhist statue. He obeys, releasing a spirit of bitterness that resembles his father, signalling the personal and inherited nature of regret. Taste becomes a way of absorbing the world and its bitterness. Snow covers the landscape, muting colour and sound, so subtle impressions stand out. The fourth segment explores smell, connected to memory, intuition and subtle recognition. Jackson Yee appears as a con artist who mentors a young orphan, played by Gum Muchku. Now the girl believes scent can carry meaning and reveals hidden truths. Jia teaches her tricks that extend perception beyond the obvious. Smell becomes a method of understanding the world in ways that can't be replicated. The cinematic references in this segment are subtle, evoking the mood and intimacy of Wong Kar-wai's crime films and the observational realism of Jia Junkie. Now, the weather reflects late summer, moving towards fall. Warmth tempered by decay, suggesting that memory and insight unfold gradually. Smell highlights faint traces that survive when everything else has faded away. The final segment of the film focuses on sight. It's set in a port city on New Year's Eve 1999. Jackson Yi plays Apollo, a young hoodlum who becomes captivated by the mall and singer Tai Zhomei, played by Li Jinxie. Now, their story unfolds in the streets and nighttime spaces of the city, blending danger, intimacy and longing. Began's signature long take dominates the sequence here, lasting 30 minutes and requiring painstaking night shoots over several weeks. The lighting shifts from red to blue, marking the changes in mood and perspective, while rain gives way to sunlight, signalling the passage of time. The segment recalls the romanticism of Jim Jarmusch's Only Lovers Left Alive, while remaining entirely vegan. Sight captures desire, revelation, and the fragility of connection, showing the interaction of light, shadow, and emotion. Resurrection is a meditation on perception, memory, and transformation. Across the 5 segments, Began invites the audience to experience the world through touch, hearing, taste, smell, and sight. And each sense opens a path into identity and longing. Recurring motifs connect the segments and suggest that experiences, emotions, and lives are constantly transformed. Cinema becomes a vessel for resurrection, preserving fleeting moments and revealing the invisible. Now, truly, every frame in this film feels like it needs to be seen to be believed. In the far, far future, humans have achieved immortality, but the way they've done so, sadly, is by sacrificing their ability to dream. The few remaining people with the ability to dream are called deliriants, and they're hunted down and slaughtered out of mercy by individuals called the other ones. Because what poor souls would still want to dream? Now, Began recreates Andrew Wyeth's paintings in all their bleak watercolours, staging imitations of Wong Kar-wai's moodiest and most iconic imagery, and paying homage to Chinese cinema at its height. Yet still the filmmaker manages to create images that we've never seen on screen. It all culminates in a movie that feels not just like an exquisitely made ode to cinema, but like artistry come alive, a time capsule that has gained sentience and burrowed its way out of the ground and into the deepest recesses of your brain. Resurrection is a Criterion Premieres release. It had debuted on the Criterion channel, and as such, it only has a trailer and an interview with the director on the disc, and notes by the film critic Siddhant Adlakha. It's on Blu-ray only. The film's long. It's a running time of 159 minutes. It's in colour, and it comes in 3 aspect ratios: 133:1, 185:1, and 239:1, and it's in Mandarin. Unfolding in 5 dazzlingly imagined chapters that encompass everything from silent era expressionism to film noir to a delirious vampire love story shot in one of Began's signature long takes. Resurrection is a work of breathtaking imagination in which cinema is the ultimate portal to the unconscious mind. I thoroughly recommend this film. Next time on Let's Talk Criterion, we'll be taking a look at the John Boorman classic, Point Blank, starring Lee Marvin, iconically cool as the enigmatic character Walker, in the stylized revenge thriller from 1967, coming to the collection in 4K UHD. So until then, from me, as always, it's goodbye, and above all, good Criterion viewing.